Hi, I'm Brandon Fields, the voice of Private Josh Woods on The Haven Chronicles. You're listening to Sci-Fi Haven.
Welcome to the relaunch of Sci-Fi Haven. My name is Jay, and this is a special episode of Sci-Fi Haven. It's also just an introduction episode about myself. I actually re-recorded this episode at the start of January 2021, when we did a relaunch of the Sci-Fi Haven podcast, when we moved from Podcastics over to Red Circle. I am basically keeping the same script from our initial launch back in October of 2020, but I want to share a few more details with you guys. Well, I grew up in the city of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but now live in a small city close to Toronto, Ontario. I am a major sci-fi nerd, with my favorite TV shows being Doctor Who, 24, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Voyager. Hell, let's just say all of the Star Trek series, minus the original series, or Lower Decks. But I can't even say Lower Decks isn't a good series, because I've only watched a single episode. I do plan on watching more. When I initially recorded this podcast episode, I was extremely excited for Star Trek Discovery Season 3 for coming out, which I had recorded this episode just hours before the first episode of Season 3 premiered on Crave TV. But now, as I record this relaunched episode, we are just days away from the Season 3 finale. And while there were some amazing moments this season, including one that touched my heart and soul more than anybody can imagine. Actually, if you listened to our initial launch, you would know what happened. But for those of you that don't know, I came out as non-binary in October of 2020, publicly in November. Ironically, the same day that I came out to my best friend was also the day I launched my podcast. But I didn't come out to my dear friend Chris Littlefield, who runs Open Channel Check, until November. I actually put together a special episode entitled A Special Episode. I think I need to rename that by the time I bring it back to Red Circle. But anyways, it was my coming out story, and less than a week later, I was invited to join my friend Chris Littlefield on Open Channel Track for episode 20, which we are going to be putting that in our master feed in just a few days, once we've caught up to publishing all of our episodes. And it will also be the first episode outside of our trailer for our Star Trek podcast. We are launching that soon as well. I do hope you'll listen to both episodes and enjoy learning more about myself there. We're going to take a quick break from the podcast and have a word from our sponsor of this episode. This episode of Sci-Fi Haven is sponsored by BuyMeACoffee.com. You can join our community for as little as $3 a month, or save $6 a month if you buy a full year membership all at once. By joining our community, you will be notified by email when we publish our new episodes, and you can join our members-only Discord, which we will provide early access to our podcast. Just like with Patreon, we do publish our episodes up to 3 days in advance before you will find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Join us at buymeacoffee.com/Sci-Fi Haven. I have learned quite a bit in the 3 months of running a podcast. We've had a number of technical glitches when we first launched on the platform Anchor. Then we jumped over to Spreaker not even a week later. Then I spent a couple of months over on Podcastics. And no, I won't be speaking bad of any of the powerhouse we ran our podcast on, minus the technical glitches, but those possibly could have been my fault, I don't know. But our goal was to have multiple shows, but also include a master feed, which was an idea that I got from Trek FM. And well, I had multiple people recommend Red Circle to me, and the support I've received from Red Circle in just a couple of days has been fantastic. I recommend Red Circle 100%. And no, this is not a paid endorsement for Red Circle. In fact, I don't even think they have an affiliate program to make money for Sci-Fi Haven for recommending them. And well, if they do, I don't know about it. And, well, since I don't know about it, I'm not a part of it. Anyways, let's get back to the introduction. I usually stream on Twitch, so you may recognize my voice from being JD Raptor Nation over on Twitch. My goal right now is to record episodes of our podcast and release these episodes on a fairly regular basis. my goal was to have 2 episodes a month released, but we've now done that, bumped it up to 1 episode a week. And, well, over the next 7 to 10 days, my goal right now is to have all 20 episodes we have already published over on Podcastics here on Red Circle by the 15th of January. If you are listening to this on our master feed, you will see that the next episode should already be ready for you. It's our first Doctor Who review, Mauve Alert. But if you're listening to this on our YouTube channel or on our special episodes channel, if you're a Doctor Who fan like I am, please join me in reviewing The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances from the first series of the relaunched Doctor Who back in 2005. You can find us on various social media platforms. We are most active over on Twitter under the username Sci-Fi_Haven, and we use the hashtag Sci-Fi Haven. But you can also find us on Facebook under the username Sci-Fi Haven, and now we are launching our podcast as an audio podcast on YouTube. Links to each of our social media platforms is included in our show notes, and you can visit our website, sci-fihaven.ca. At this time, we do invite you to join our Facebook group, The Communicator. We do post links to each show in our Facebook group and on Twitter as well. Thank you for listening. I do hope you have a great day.